Hey, what's going on, guys? ArkyWolf here, bringing you a recorded playthrough of The Lost City. I tried doing a New Year's stream of this a couple of days ago, but unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, I couldn't, actually get some decent content for it. So I decided to go ahead and just upload as a YouTube recording anyway. I meant for this to be as a blind playthrough, and I haven't really gone too far into the game yet. So a lot of this is going to still be kind of new to me, all the way up to kind of when we get towards the very main quest. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started on a new game. If you don't know what this game is about, that's fine. It's basically kind of like a first-person mystery game where you're traveling back in time to a hidden Roman city, and you're kind of just trying to investigate for a way out. Anyway, let's go ahead and start a new game here. And I am going to try and follow some of the choices I made prior. Just so I can kind of keep on track with what I did last time. Oh, right. And if you haven't played this game before, and I'll put a message at the beginning of this video, but if you haven't played this game before, I would highly recommend that you stop this video right here unless you don't care about spoilers, in which case more power to you, I suppose. But the developers very much did warn content creators about that.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Some loose change, he says. So the last couple times I did a test run of this game just to try and get stream and recording going. I flipped a coin for our biological sex and gender, and always end up with female, so we are going to just keep with that trend and say we're a woman. I really like this too, by the way, with the Denare. And you'll see through the game that the developers did put quite a bit of attention to detail through how they designed everything. I might be able to hear a dog barking in the background. I'm sorry about that. Skin color doesn't really seem to matter too much, and it really shouldn't considering the time period that we're going. So we'll just go, I don't know, we'll just go Emi, my mo, we'll just go with middle. And for our player name, we will go, what should we go with? Last time I picked Hannah, so maybe something different this time. Hang on. You know what? Why don't we go with Juliana this time? Juliana. Yeah, sure, why not? Juliana.
It's nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river?
I mean, that's a fair question.
What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember. Right, so here we got some background choices. Some of them are kind of silly. Well, like half of them are kind of silly. Um, so first one, I was searching for ancient ruins, which gives us the archaeology trait. So apparently that gives us years of studying history, will give us a little bit more insight into the background of the game's world. I was on a covert mission. We get the soldier trait, which gives us a firearm, but we only get 10 bullets. We got the criminal trait. I was on the run from the law, so we're a fugitive. And our time running from the authorities has apparently made us very quick on our feet. We got that getaway from the cop speed going on. And makes us 25% faster when running. And then we got an amnesiac trait, which, well, apparently that increases our health pool. It makes us 50% harder to take down. The last couple times that I did a test run through from this, I chose the archaeologist trait just because I really kind of want that additional insight into the world itself. And to be completely fair and honest, I don't really think the other three are going to be that useful. Also, I have a bachelor's degree in anthropology with a focus on physical anthropology, so like archaeology, more specifically like bioanthropology, focusing on bones. So we will go with the archaeologist trait.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this.
Okay,
I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for.
probably not.
But there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think.
You think?
I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped, or injured, or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Okay, well, she is actually kind of a sketchy character here. But do you mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
Pretty much everything, but we'll start with what's your story? She's super cagey, so she doesn't actually tell us much about what she's doing out here or who she is.
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
I very much do know what you mean. I actually have like my own thoughts that I kind of developed based on the little bit that I managed to play through. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to share them quite yet. They'll probably become a little bit obvious as we play through them and some of the things I point out, but you're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Alright. And the dialogue options in this game do lead you down different branching paths. Some of them can actually, I found out the hard way for this, some of them can actually close NPCs off to you. But I don't think we really have to worry about that from her. So I'll just keep going with the options that I chose last time. I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Golly, I wonder why she doesn't get the best reactions when she introduces herself. And that even gives us an option for that. All those Karen memes have really ruined that name, huh? I'm really not certain how well she would actually take to that joke. But we'll go ahead and thank her for saving my life.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Well, who is
He's the
Al?
guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Yeah, see, she just indicated that she doesn't know. She doesn't really know who this guy is. He just kind of washed up on the shore like us. And so why exactly she's just kind of hanging out here is kind of a little sketch. And she's like super cagey about it too. So yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to find out more about her later on. Um, I haven't gotten that far in the game yet to really like make any really form a whole lot of thoughts on her, but I have a few theories. Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Yeah, see, that makes me even more like that makes me question you even more. We're in the River Tiber in the middle of Italy. Um, what can you tell me about the
Not
ruins?
much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Fortune and glory, kid. So we don't really get a whole lot of fortune and glory as an archaeologist. In fact, we don't really get any fortune or glory as an archaeologist. Sometimes we get threatened by a bunch of crazy farmers with guns. Have you tried calling for
What
help?
am I, an idiot?
Yes.
You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul.
We're in the middle of
Trust
Italy, right next to the River Tiber. Plus, you can indeed call for help, or at least try to call for help, and somebody will do their best to come out and get you. Also, again, you're on the River Tiber in the middle of Italy. She is like super duper sketchy. But that's all the questions I had apparently. I have quite a few more
Great.
questions,
So you're ready to go look for Al?
but she's not really going to tell us a whole lot more. I'm going in for the priceless artifacts, but I'll keep an eye out for them. No. All right, I'm in. I kind of wonder what would happen if I choose I'll pass, but she probably still wouldn't help us, so yeah.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Ah. And here's our handy dandy flashlight. He left his flashlight behind. Okay. We'll go ahead and take it. Quid pro quo. WSD to move. Yeah, and she's definitely been here for some time now. She's got her own little grill going on with some chicken or fish or whatever she's got. Worn down sleeping bag. I was asleep on this not that long ago. It smells like campfire smoke and sweat. Lovely. She's got her own little rowboat. Why she doesn't take this out to the river to get help is kind of sort of beyond me as well. An old wooden rowboat. Karen must have used it to rescue me from the river. Supposedly. Supposedly. I still don't trust her.
The ruins are just beyond those columns. Please, hurry.
Sure, sure. Let there be light. We got our columns here. We're already entering the ruins. Yeah. And I also get the feeling, again, we're in the middle of Italy on the River Tiber. This is like a really well mapped out area that's very well settled. Something tells me that somebody probably would have noticed this place, but we're even really, really close to the river itself. I'm not gonna nitpick though. We'll just keep going ahead. Gonna run a little bit. The first part's kind of railroaded, so there's not really much else to notice, and we can't really wander off a little bit in this area. Yeah, there's not really much here to see. A lit torch with water dripping down from it. Backpack. Backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still, it seems strange that Al left it behind. And apparently we are also going to leave it behind, even though this will probably come in handy. And we got Al's note.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
All right, so I didn't really excuse me. I didn't really notice this last time, but Mr. Worth was obviously looking for this place. Though, to answer his question, there probably wouldn't be anybody actually living down here. But you can very much have an entire underground city that nobody will have noticed for like years and years and years. Excuse me. Ugh. Got something in my throat. And we can actually inspect the statue. I don't think we're really supposed to. Because, well, you'll see in a minute, but below on plaque, which reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forward and be judged," basically what he said on the note. Then we can inspect the statue. An ancient Roman statue of an unknown man with an inscrutable pose. One hand seems to welcome, the other warns. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, see, the floor's tilting. This actually got me the first time. It's a clever trap. Okay, anyway, down we go. Funk. Ugh. Okay. Find the entrance to the secret city. But yeah, I really do love the amount of details that they put into this game. And if you look into the credits, you'll see that they had historical consultants helping them out with it. And we got some graffiti here. Always remember they're watching. actually kind of wonder what kind of archaeologists we are. Since we're in Italy, I imagine we might be schooled in the classics. Especially if we're like, if we're reading Latin. Some creepy gold statues here. The shadows are really creepy with the way they kind of pop out. They look like less like shadows if you hit them just right, and more like 3D images. Plus, the movement of your flashlight gives like a movement of the shadows moving. Anyway, that's my Amphora. I'm the Archeo Elf. Who are you? I kind of wonder... Sorry. Al was really, really busy lighting this place up. Oh, and we got a mural down here. We can actually... Yes, we can actually inspect the mural. An ancient Roman mosaic depicting a godlike figure turning a man to gold. And we got a guy down here kind of begging. Looks to be another god right there. Maybe somebody trying to pull him away or run away. Oh, right, and we can also inspect these. A young Roman woman in pose of lamentation. I don't know how we know she's Roman, maybe from the style of dress and the place that we found her in. That would be a fair way to make an inference like that. Though lamentation, that would be like an individual guess. That would be more lamentation or fear. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I don't think there's anything else in this room that we can really look at. Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Well, a volcano for one. We're going with Pompeii. Ah! I am... Oh my gosh, I am so very sorry, friend. I can't set him back up. Whoops. Well, since we're an archaeologist, we're going to have to put that in our field notes later. And hopefully not get chewed out by our crew chief. But we're not going to have a crew chief, I'm guessing. Let's go through. More auto-saving. As an archaeologist, I would also be worried about like how safe this place would be. I mean, the entire place is just completely crumbling apart. We got water just dripping down from the ceiling. We even have a huge stone tab just kind of hanging off. Columns just in all sorts of disarray. This is a safety hazard. This is like a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, hi. A young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. Again, I don't think we can really make that inference. Well, maybe we could, based on where we are. and based on... No! Miss, I am so very sorry, and you were like that when I walked in. Except I can't really say that. I'll have to add that into the notes too. That's a pain. Can't interact with her. Someone also obviously took the time to go around and arrange the statues. And it is super duper creepy, but also very creative. Someone is obviously an inspiring interior decorator. Hi. Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from his life. From something. Well, for his life too, apparently. He was turned to gold. I like the details that they did with his armor. And his armor itself could actually give us some clue as to what time period in Roman history that we're looking at. Yeah, because that's a Sigmentata armor. Usually that's indicative of roughly the 1st to 2nd century CE. And some detailings on the... Okay, we're moving on. All this wood would also be rotting away by now too, for the most part. So yeah, we got a Pompeii situation going on here. Hi, pal. Roman legionary in a state of terror. I almost thought I knocked him over too. Bum, 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 bum. This would actually probably be an archaeologist's wet dream to see all of this. And we got aqueduct over there. And that should be like the forum, I think, up there. It's a forum or temple. It's definitely elevated above everything else, so it's very obviously a place, a very important place. Got a bunch of golden statues hanging around up there too. Hi. No, I can't interact with you. And we got someone... Well, we're trying to find our good friend Al. And she's kind of looking up. I kind of thought she was looking up over there, but she's just kind of staring up into the void. Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Ah, there he is. Follow Al's trail complete. On tablets. Al. Golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al. But how is this possible? Poor Al. Al got some style going on too. Even has a luxurious beard. Poor Al. Oh, oh, whoops. Does that regenerate? That's the first time I ever got hurt in this game. And it was due to my own stupidity. Yo. Inscribed stone tablet.
Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse. You'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place. Going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Okay, well, Al, there was also the third option of getting out of here. I'm sure you could have utilized that rope that you had to kind of try and climb out, or maybe like make a ladder or something. But you know what, pal? You do you. Anyway, apparently we are also going to go to the doorway because of course we are. Hi. A young Roman woman in state of panic. I can hear you, just barely though. I actually have to turn up my speakers a little bit, I think. Oh, right. I would really rather not follow the creepy voice. In fact, probably most people won't follow the creepy voice. Right. A Roman man on his knees as if begging his gods for mercy. And again, he's kind of starting off up there, so... No, I think that was the forum. I can't remember. They mentioned it once, I think. Oh, we got some bones over here. Remains of a human. Whoever it was died a long, long time ago. I am... Hi. An empty lighter. Must be what Al used to light all those torches. Well, he got a lot of use out of that lighter. I would also imagine that a majority of the skeletal material would be long gone by now, except for maybe like a few of the larger pieces like the skull and the oscox or the pelvis right here. The skull's missing its mandible, it looks like. No, its mandible's right there. We got his sternum, like I said, oscox or the pelvis, or at least most of it. And I don't know how much attention to detail they actually put into the skeleton, but based on the shape, it looks like it's supposed to be male. I actually do know who the skeleton is supposed to belong to, supposedly, but I'm not going to spoil it quite yet. You'll see here shortly. We got femur. Femur has a long neck right there, connects to the head. It also has a distinctive look on the inferior portion where it sits on the tibia. It's supposed to be the tibia right there, or at least one of them. Got a bunch of ribs. Looks like what's supposed to be tibia right there. I can't really tell based on the lighting and the coloration of the floor and the bone. Scapula. Scapula. More ribs. Looks like we got some arm bones here. We got... looks to be the radius right there. Again, it's kind of hard to tell from my current perspective. And... ulna, maybe? The radius has a point that points down towards your thumb. So yeah, that should be the ulna, and that should be your radius. Tibia, another femur, and I can't tell what that's supposed to be. Maybe a femur? Yeah, I said that was the femur. And what looks to be the fibula. The fibula is the smaller of the two leg bones, three leg bones. And a good way to remember that is that the fibula fibs about its size, so it's the smaller of the two. Okay, anyway, we're going on. And... Ah! Alright, the loading screen's probably going to take a little bit, so I'll probably go ahead and... Oh, never mind. Last time it also kind of crashed right around this point while I was doing a test recording. Anyway, we're in the past now. And we have ourselves... Looks to be a temple. We have a relief over here. Roman relief depicting a great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. To me, when I first saw this, I thought of Persephone and Demeter. Just based on the fact that they're two close women. They're obviously close. Yeah, we're in an underground area. I don't know. That's kind of where my mind went. Oh yeah, and we also have some pomegranates right here. Which kind of made me think more Persephone. Just based on the myth of Persephone's time in the underworld and her being tricked into eating pomegranate. Anyway. And go ahead and continue on. That's just speculation, no. We're going to continue on. Nope.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Salve, Glossarius. Me nomine Juliana. I'm Juliana and I've just come from the future. Why are you speaking English? The Shrine of Proserpina? I'm Juliana and I got lost. We can lie. The lying portion kind of gets me wondering if there are some hidden stats to this game that I'm just not aware of. Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime?
Yeah.
You're not from around here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's...
I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
Yeah, that's another thing that made me think of Demeter and Persephone, the goddess of agriculture. Um, Juliana and I got lost. And like I said, dialogue choices do matter in this game, and they can make or break your relationship with a character to the point where they'll just close you off. I'm Juliana and I got lost. Well, go ahead and lie to him.
Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Don't worry, I'm an anthropologist. I know how to do that. Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists
I
we
love
take
that
all
little
newcomers to see
gesture that he
him,
made.
so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Well, I mean, we don't really have much of a choice. We're kind of being railroaded here. So, yeah, sure. Go ahead and lead the way.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Well, hi,
Keep
honey.
it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say.
Fair enough.
Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius.
Thanks
You're
for
meant to be
warning.
Working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's
Sorry.
Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
All right, lead the way. What's this about? I don't think so. Refusing him probably won't end very well for us. So what's this
I
about?
expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Okay.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9.
Yeah,
No
decimation.
matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation.
Yeah.
If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
You guys are really open.
Ugh, this place
What's
has
up?
become a thoroughfare.
How's it now?
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
So rude. We can just ask her what's her story outright. Do you know a way out of here? What do you think about the Golden Rule? No, I'll be going now. Just ask what her story
I'm
is.
Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
Those are some excellent questions. I am obviously not from around here. Charming. Well, I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
I have no idea. I just saw you kind of lazing around on the couch and thought I'd say hi. Do you know a way out?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Can I help? Let's talk about something else. She's very emotional. I did talk to her last time and she did kind of shut me out. So let's talk about something else. What do you think about
You
the
know,
Golden Rule?
some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
His or her? Fair question. Maybe it's best you don't go insulting the gods, just in case. Fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
No, that was reckless. Well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the Golden Rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
Well, I suppose we'll find out sooner or later.
I suppose we will.
That or the god just doesn't actually care if you blaspheme, which is also more than likely the case. I'll be going now.
I trust you can see yourself out.
No, because I'm going to be back to bug you again later. Okay, anyway, we gotta go talk to Daddy Dearest up here. In a minute. Can steal. I don't think stealing is going to end all that well. Oh, from Scintilla. Scintilla to Cincius. May Jupiter, Optimus, Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for the lovely birthday pendant. I promise will wear it all. I promise I will wear it always. There's a missing I there. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Cynthia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month, but if you can just show them the strong, independent man I know you to be, you'll be reelected. I am sure of it. Right. And this letter right here is telling us that the mysterious missing sister might actually just be adopted, which is interesting. There's like no indication that he ever married or remarried. Ooh, there's a hey, we got a shrine here. We got a household shrine. Yeah, anyway, that is actually really cool. Yeah, anyway, there's no like indication that he ever married or remarried. Well, remarried, because I don't think he has a wife present. And he has no son, but he decided to adopt another daughter. He's interesting. I got up to this point before everything just started to fall apart, so we'll see how things kind of go and play out from here. Basically, from this point forward, after I talk to that guy over there, I'm going to be flying completely blind. Magistrate Cynthius, Salway.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
Mi nomine Juliana.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Well, it's beautiful. I just want to get out of here. No. We are an anthropologist, so we are going to go ahead and compliment him. It is beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
You know, I didn't catch that, but he just said 22, but our farmer friend said 23, not counting those that are missing. I'm probably just reading too much into that. Have you seen anything like a city without sin? Yes, no. Can't say I have.
Nor could I, until I came here.
Again, we're just going to keep complimenting it.
This miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Alright. I do find it interesting that they seem to be using their goddess of harvest and agriculture as like their patron, considering that we're underground. But it also makes sense because the Romans had a ton of gods that they worshipped. outside of like the more well-known Greco-Roman pantheon, what counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Yeah, see, they don't even know what line they have to cross in order to break the golden rule. So he's flying about as blind as everybody else. So they're essentially just saying, okay, we're going to just go ahead and follow the rules and laws and customs that we already know in order to avoid breaking whatever taboo it is that we're not supposed to break. Makes sense to me. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from. No, again, we're an anthropologist, so we will most certainly never say something like that. So, makes sense to me.
I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows.
Like your daughter.
I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Okay, what did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Yes, I do. Lie. That's a bold-faced lie that we would be making. You're right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future. My goodness.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable.
I should imagine
Please,
so.
Tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues. I didn't see anything. Well, clearly we saw something since we ended up here. We're not gonna lie to him, though.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
So how does
All
the
I can
ritual
tell you
work?
is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions.
He
I have to
stumbled
recite
across
a prayer,
instructions.
And of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Oh, well, I saw a bunch of people. I did see human remains in the temple, though.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
Yeah, I can't promise anything. Yes, I will do my absolute best, pal.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
You know, on the subject of remains, I kind of wonder how they would dispose of their dead. It doesn't really sound like they've had to deal with that problem yet, though. They've had to apparently deal with missing people, but not deceased. Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions.
Am I now?
You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough, I guess. Right, and from that we kind of learn that he's probably kind of hard when it comes to enforcing the laws and rules. Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
I mean, it would be nice to at least have some idea or starting point, but he's not really going to want to tell us. But how do I know you're not the person responsible? Do you think it could be related to Scintilla's disappearance?
Ah, so you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Okay. How do I know you're not the person responsible? Some tells me that he will push back against that. Come on, tell me what you really think. He might cave in, but I don't want to push him too much, so we'll just go ahead and say fair enough. If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time? The ultimate question.
If I understand Prosepina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense? Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Okay, so I was kind of a goober at this point and had forgotten that I muted my mic after we kind of finished our little conversation with the magistrate over there. But yeah, I didn't really have anything else to really add or say at this point. All I was really doing was kind of filling for time and filling up the space with some fluff. I did start kind of praising the devs for the attention to detail that they put into this game itself. I do know that they had 2 history consultants with them on this project, which is a good sign. And right now I'm just kind of flipping around with a coin and like pointing out the amount of details that they put into it, with the etchings and the words that they inscribed onto it, and just kind of mulling over our inventory and the list of quests that they give us. So yeah, we have to again figure out how to create a time paradox apparently, and find out who's about to break the golden rule here. Again, nobody actually knows what the taboo is that they're not supposed to do, so yeah, they're just kind of going along with the laws that they know, which isn't a very good sign for them or their society. It's very Lord of the Flies-esque, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, and of course going over again, finding out what's going on in the Temple of Apollo will be our first main goal here, like our first thing to do. But we will be doing that in the next video. Again, this was The Forgotten City. You can pick it up on Steam for like $24.99. I got this on sale during their New Year's sale, and right now I'm just kind of saving the game. And yeah, I don't have much else to add at this point, beyond thank you for tuning into this, and I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Again, oh yeah, and I was running through like their little bedroom right here and kind of going over the contents. They have a little shrine in there, and yeah. Anyway, this is the Archeo Elf kind of signing out for now. Bye bye, guys.